And Greg Bilodeau has kindly offered to give us a presentation on the restoration of a Rogers radio. Is it a 1012?
This is a 1012, yeah.
1012 chrome-plated radio. This is one of the epitomes of radios back in the day. So we'll turn it over to Greg. This should be really good.
Greg Bilodeau, if not otherwise known as the radio guy. What this is it's not so much a restoration of this, it's a fix for quite a few Rogers radios from the mid-30s. They use these things. Tagboards, circuit boards, whatever the heck you want to call them. And sort of an okay idea, I guess. Keeps all the components in a spot. But they're not easy to work on because they mount them like this. And there's the chassis wall. So they're not fun to get at. And of course they use that nice rubber insulated wire. So as soon as you move this, all the insulation breaks off and it's a gigantic mess. But the problem that you run into with these things is if I'll pass these around, and you can look at them, and you'll see the capacitors, no problem. They're just wired onto little terminals. That's no sweat, but it's the resistors. They make a specific resistor for these that the ends of the resistors aren't leads, they're the terminals. So they just go through holes in the board, and then you attach wires and other components to those. So if you get a resistor that's out of tolerance, in which some of these are over 100% high, you can't just cut the resistor out because then you have no terminal to attach to. So you could parallel a resistor, but you don't know what the original is going to do. So 5 years from now, it could have gone open, it could have done who knows what. So you need to replace it somehow. And for the longest time, I didn't really have a good fix. And then I was flipping through an antique electronics supply catalog, and they sell this stuff. And they call it turret board. And the guitar amp guys, I guess, use this quite a bit in building amps. And then here's the little turrets and the little tools. I'll pass that around so everybody can see. So what you have to do is take your board out of your radio, make pictures, make maps, do whatever you got to do to remember where everything goes, and lay everything out, cut out your new board, put all your turrets in place, and then put it back in, wire it all up. So this is the radio that I did this to. I'm not quite finished with it. It was repaired by somebody else at some time, and it wasn't a great job. So I still got a ways to go. But here's the new boards there, and there. And yeah, this is a really slick fix. It works really, really good. And yeah, it's nice. If you get a resistor that goes bad or capacitor goes bad, you just pull the board away, change it out, you're back in business. And it's relatively inexpensive. I think this stuff, after, well, it was like 40 bucks or something, but by the time I get here it was 400. I don't know. I'm being sarcastic with exchange and shipping, but you know what I mean. But yeah, some of these resistors were so far out of tolerance, you had to do something, you know, and this is the only thing I've come up with so far that works. It's a lot of work. That took days, like multiple days to do those 3 boards. And then you have to, once you make a diagram of how you want to lay it out, you have to hand stake every one of those little turrets, and it's just time consuming. And then I build the boards on the bench. So while it's on the bench, you put all the components on it, and then it's just a matter of remounting, reattaching wires, and away you go. Any questions? Unfortunately, it's not a big presentation. There's not much to it.